Hello, thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm very excited to go over this article from the Strategic Finance magazine called Budgeting Revisited. And essentially, this is just going to be a look at traditional versus more modern methods of budgeting, which will give us an opportunity to decide and make decisions about our own business and the budgeting methods that we would prefer to use and what works best for our business. So to kind of start off in this next slide, we're going to look at traditional budgeting versus modern budgeting. Traditional budgeting has been around for a while, which is definitely a pro because we know it works. The downside of traditional budgets is that they are more rigid and more time intensive. Another downside of traditional budgets is that they're not as flexible, which has definitely been difficult with some of the global upheaval that's happened recently. And a good example, obviously, is the coronavirus happening. During the coronavirus, budgets were honestly irrelevant by the end of quarter 1. And so an entire year's worth of planning just got thrown out the window because nobody could have seen a global pandemic hitting. So definitely one of the downsides of more traditional budgets. More modern budgeting, like activity-based budgeting, zero-based budgeting, beyond budgeting, those offer more flexibility and agility. So this article then goes into looking at why different companies choose to either stick with traditional budgeting methods or they choose to switch to more modern budgeting methods. They had an interview with a couple of really well-renowned CFOs of very successful businesses. And both of these CFOs, said that a lot of people agree that traditional budgeting is a little bit out of date and there should be another way, but it's difficult to switch. One of the reasons that it is difficult to switch is because of control culture. Control culture has a lot to do with cost centers, plugging in numbers, having expected outputs. And control culture has led to a lot of financial success in the past. Another reason that it's difficult to switch is that switching out the budget also means changing how a lot of things work within a company, such as performance management and compensation. So it's difficult to completely rework how all of those things happen within a company. These two CFOs, however, though they stick with traditional budgets, they've learned how to make traditional budgeting work for them with kind of a modern take using something called scenario planning, which is essentially collecting key assumptions about the budget and then taking the top 3 to 5 risks that they could foresee for the next year. So if we think that there might be another global pandemic, hopefully not, but if we think that that might happen again, kind of plugging that in as a potential risk and then creating scenarios to account for those risks. There's another couple of people that are interviewed in this article that work at a company called Hilti, which is a very innovative company, and they use beyond budgeting, which is an innovative, more modern budgeting method. They list the advantages as keeping the system very lean and very flexible. They're able to adapt very quickly to things that change, which is listed definitely as a competitive advantage. The other thing that is a benefit to their company is that they're able to compensate their employees based off of overall growth and overall improvement instead of just hitting incremental goals. We made our budget for quarter 1, so everybody gets a bonus. It's more of like, where are we seeing the overall growth, where are we going? So it's a little bit more long term. One of the risks with this for sure is that if the bar is set kind of low initially with their budget, obviously the only place to go is up, but maybe they could see more improvement. So it's about identifying, where is the bar set? Is it set too low? Should we raise the bar a little bit? And then their advice for using more modern budgeting methods is to have it be an integrative approach and have the compensation and bonus system aligned with the budget and make sure that it's a fit for the company culture. So those are definitely things that we could consider when deciding whether or not to switch how we do our budgeting. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this presentation. Have a great day.